used to be. So much of this money can go back into his program, and he takes a 2-hour trip.
Michigan State survived their trip to Penn State over the weekend, won by 4. Top scorer, top rebounder for the Spartans. And it all goes through Jeremy Fears. Kohler, little pivot inside, and there's your first bucket. Strong to the hoop. Toledo fails on their first 2 trips down the court. Cohen Carr. And that's exactly what they need
on that left side of the floor, because the dunks, the drives, the baselines, the coming off the cuts, he is fantastic on the left side.
Little jump hook from Craig. And Jeremy Fears with it leads the nation in assists per game, just inside of 10. That's Carson Cooper, and that's his first bucket.
And that's too easy. Some guards, but they know how to play basketball. Sonny Wilson is fantastic getting in the paint.
He's with it right now, just down the road from Detroit Jesuit High School. Pretty rebound for Kohler.
Not quite as athletic as Nick Collison, but has some of the same type of game. Look at that.
And Kohler knocks down his first 3. He's a team's leading rebounder and also their #1 3-point shooter.
Absolutely, and I think he's a catalyst on defense too, because the way he talks defensively.
Sonny Wilson left open. He's got a
half the teams for Michigan, but this team will grow with him, and hopefully he can keep those young guys with him.
Austin Parks, and a rebound to Craig, but a push off before.
For a week this time of year after you lose a tough game like that.
Michigan State offensively, Jeremy Fears all the way in, just missed, got his own board, and put it back.
If he used the backboard of the zone coming out of the timeout, it's a very effective matchup zone.
Jordan Scott is checked in, so is Kurt Tang, and he connects on a 3.
That's exactly where Tom Izzo wanted. The highest level game, they could make shots.
They've been getting it inside to Cooper, double team for him, quick passing, frees up Fears, and he hits a 3.
But he's starting to switch. They're going to trail to switches like right there. Great job jumping off the inbounder to get off on that curl.
Wilson out to Prater. He knocks down
Scott and Cam Ward, who have big futures here.
Inside to Kohler. Coming off a double-double against Penn State. Made that one look easy.
Toledo needs some higher ball screens to relieve this pressure.
Good kick outside. The corner 3 goes down. Sonny Wilson.
That's big.
Another spin down low. And an open Wojcik. Kohler rebound. Kohler bucket.
Yeah, that's just too easy.
That freshman you'll see quite a bit, along with Jordan Scott. And there's Scott with it now. Back to Kohler. And he's already in double figures. 12 points, and Toledo as a team has 12 points. Wojcik gets it right back to him. This is way too easy for big number 0.
You got to put more pressure on the guards, because right now it's like playing 2-on-0, feeding the post.
There's a good look inside, and we'll get to the free throw line. Cooper tips it back out, right to Vanderjagt.
You mentioned Vanderjagt. Tom Kowalczyk needs more out of him. He doesn't need that. He doesn't need a guy trying to...
In the MAC last year when he played in Central Michigan. First time in his career, first time as a full-time starter. That's Leroy Blyden, the true freshman.
There you go.
Good look. Failed to use the board, as you pointed out earlier, now to Trey Ford.
It's statistically proven, scientifically proven. There it is. That's a record. When people talk about getting back to the fundamentals, it usually starts with the backboard.
Blyden cuts it to 31-18. McCullough, the redshirt freshman, with his first 2.
That they just had for 30-plus years.
McCullough left open. Short on the 3. Craig battles for the board, blocked by McCullough.
He is a tremendous pump faker. They didn't bite.
Vanderjagt with the 3. And the rebound to the former Buckeye, Austin Parks.
Good shot. Trey Ford, that's his forte, scoring the ball, whether he was at Mississippi State or Samford. But that's what he's got to do to play better and play.
Sean Craig tries it the other way. Covered up by Cooper. Blyden. And it'll come back here to Spartans. And he missed twice there from inside. Back up top to Fears. And he's going to shoot 3.
Yeah, tough play. I mean, Jackson, but UConn's one of the best teams in the country. That'll be a fun game to watch.
And they're ranked number 5. Craig for 3. Knocks that one down. He's got a couple of those, but
it's coming off screens. Vintage Tom Izzo offense.
Well, Fears continues to get good looks from 3. Kohler now all of a sudden having a hard time converting inside. Shot clock a concern now, down to 3. Jordan Scott, freshman, pulls up. Well, they like him a lot.
See, that was a great shot, but that was a mistake. They want to double on the dribble, not on the catch, and that's a big difference.
Jordan Scott ends up with that one up ahead to Cam Ward, and one.
Even more, and he's not going to want to see turnovers.
Toledo has not scored in the last nearly 4 minutes until that one found the bottom of the skip pass to Carr, quickly to the baseline, gets his own rebound, and one.
That is him. Get the paint open and not let them just camp out. Look at that speed.
Kohler blocked. Fears had that one swatted away. And the foul called under the basket against Cooper.
Their hands are active. You ever want to stop a good rebounder, good rebounding team, you've got to make them one-handed.
Kurtang has made a pair of those. Fort. Michigan State, by the way, has the same number of offensive rebounds as Toledo has total rebounds. Inside to Cooper. It's Kohler, another board. Fears, Tang. He's got 3 of those.
With a hand in his face.
Seconds. Fears, fade away. Oh!
Should have been an and one. It's a great play. He got bumped on the way.
At Michigan State to a top 10 team. He thinks he has a team that could compete for the MAC as we get into January and February. So what's the second half about for him as Austin Parks gets? State didn't score in the first half. Picked off there by Sonny Wilson.
Now, that was a ridiculous pass by Jeremy Fears Jr. That pass, you try to throw the ball that gets in the mix and then reads that pass.
Michigan State, exact same starting 5 to the second half that they started the game with. Ugo Chukwu, and there's his first basket.
People had an assist,
yeah,
which means it's really moving the ball, and Jeremy Fears had 6 himself. But those are good signs.
That's a nice job by Parks, kicking the ball back out, but this quite get that one to go. Cooper with the D and the rebound. Jeremy Fears. And Blyden thought he had the good defense, but the foul. Way to his assists total. He had 6 in the first half. Just inside of 10, that leads the nation, and he makes his first than what you think of as a shoot-around.
Yeah, absolutely. I left here in '99, and that walkthrough today, if you remember this,
the
only time he raised his voice is when they went to free throw blockouts.
Yep. Craig, boy, gets the friendly roll. He's got 3 threes.
Watch Carr on that left side if you're home watching this game, because something's going to happen when he runs the left. There he came through. There it is. He ran left.
Wilson going one-on-one, finding the bottom.
That's Sonny Wilson's game. I mean, get in that paint, make plays. There it is.
Jump hook, no. And a rebound to McCullough. Fears. An open lane to the bucket.
Now, if we get a chance, we want a big Tom Izzo teaching point. Cam Ward sealed in the paint when the man was on top of him to give Fears a driving line to that layup.
Michigan State, for a few seconds, had their large 33-6 now. You wonder how large that margin will grow for the rest of the game. Parks inside.
There you go.
They've been working to get him that bucket.
Yeah, if you're Toledo, you're in position, but you're not doing enough with your hands. You're not doing enough with activity of your hands. There's a little bit. Just letting Michigan State see the court, too. Good. From Toledo, went to University of Indianapolis, Division II. Paul averaged 4 points a game as a freshman. 2 years at Indianapolis, 1 year at IUPUI. There you go. Make another pass.
Made it back to Blyden. Way short. Wojcik's guys. So far, big wins. Carolina, Kentucky, Arkansas. Denim Wojcik. Good give to Kohler.
Great drop.
More without a bucket. Wilson, little push off. And gets the basket.
Yeah, he's for a guy that's not that physical contact when somebody tries to get to a step back with that contact balance defensively.
Kurtang backdoor on the left hand.
Fantastic job of passing the ball out of that high post elbow area to Kurtang.
Michigan State 21 assists so far tonight. Wilson, well, he's got 20 points now.
Able to reverse it and get into a 2-man game on the side.
Wojcik guarding Wilson. They kick it outside. And the 3 knocked down by Owinga.
I think we were #1 in the country that year. He was like 5.
Wilson, 20 points inside of the foul called against Cohen Carr.
Try to get away with it as far as like with your switching or what you tried to mix in defensively. they're very good. Toledo's.
And the turnovers have not been going in the Spartans' direction. Glasner with a three. Parks had his hands on it. And the foul against McCullough under. Turnover spree continues against the Spartans. Wilson, Craig. He missed from point-blank range. McCullough rebound. Last 5 years. 10 new players on this team and a number of freshmen come in 5-5. That's Wilson, and he has by far been.
It's a very, very good player. And Toledo's going to go play for another one of our former guys, Brian Wardle at Bradley next year.
Almost an and one. London.
One of them. We'll get a wide pin down and a handoff, and Cam Ward will step back.
Kurtang quickly inside to McCullough, and a nice dish from Scott. Wilson stays on 23 points, so Todd Kowalczyk. Crowd wants Wilson to miss his second in a row for those free chicken McNuggets, but it won't happen. But 15 straight non-losing seasons
as well. Incredible parents that these guys have had.
Todd talking about making a trip as the ball's batted out of bounds. It'll stay right here, but has Toledo's had a nice push here in the back half of the second half. Shot clock down to 2. Kohler another rebound. Pull up. Kick it out to Blyden, the freshman from Detroit.
Great kick out.
His former high school teammates. To it.
Keyword Blyden, I meant to say. I've said it right all night. I mixed that one up. I'm sorry.
Blyden a couple of years younger. There's Cam Ward with the end.
Camp had kind of showed out in front of the scouts. The rest took off from there.
Well, the horn went off in a lot of new here, but it's hard to believe they were a preseason pick to finish 6th in the Big Ten.
Yeah, that was, I thought that definitely got better. Speaking of recruiting classes, this 4-man class that he's got coming in next year, they all fit. Julius Avant, whose father, Ethan Taylor, 7'1" center that's going to be fantastic. Josiah Jervis from Stepanak.
Trey Ford, that's a nice move. You get a little taste there. Wide side. Owinga has 1 3 tonight. Blyden. Tough floater off the glass.
Very nice. Been high.
Inside of 2 minutes now. Michigan State close to pushing that record to 10-1. Going Carr all the way to the glass.
I've watched him practice. You'd never know his father's one of the greatest NFL players ever played. He's very humble. Some end of the year award. He'll give it. It'll be named after Nick.
Wojcik, no foul call. Off to Scott.
Still running that break. Look at him.
Inside a minute. They would like this. Down it goes. It's their season high in points, by the way, at 89 right now. How about another? They might have a good time tonight.
Oh, man, you imagine that family right now watching that. But again, Todd Kowalczyk, I love them both. They're both going to have great years.
Couple of class coaches there. Todd Kowalczyk, the dean of the 9th-ranked Michigan State, has their way with the Rockets. 12 Spartan players scored tonight. For Tom Crean, I'm Paul Burmeister. Thanks for being with us here in East Lansing tonight. We go right back to the studio. More college basketball coming up on Peacock.